Hey, 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 and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do another book review, and we're going to talk about the book Loathe to Love You by Miss Hazelwood. I read I don't know if it was her first book, but a book by her called The Love Hypothesis, and fell in love with it. It's absolutely brilliant. For somebody who is not a writer, like she studied, we're talking like went to like med school, like grad school, like engineering, like all kinds of stuff, like you know, really, really smart people stuff. She's a terrific writer. Like I absolutely can't. It's written so well. This book, I just know that I like her writing, and this book was another book that I picked for, or it was a book that I chose for our summer reading program at our library, as it fit one of the little spots we have. Like they do, you know, you have to kind of, they have different little activities for you to do, or different kinds of books for you to read, and you get tickets and to win prizes and things like that. So I know I like Allie Hazelwood, and they had this book, and I haven't read it, so I was like, you know what, let's read it. So let's go ahead and read a summary, and then we'll talk about it. I will go ahead and say that this is not like one, it kind of is one cohesive book, but it's not. It's a novel. It has like 3 mini books inside of it, or the three mini books. It includes like 3 different stories, but the characters are kind of all intertwined. Like the girls in each story, they're all best friends, so it's a story about each one of them and how they find their love. It's obviously Loathe to Love You. It's enemies to lovers. Sorry. But let's go ahead and read the summary. Okay. All right. I'll read the first part of it. It says, a collection of steamy, STEM-inist novellas. STEM, you know, education, science, whatever it is. Whatever STEM stands for. Mara, Sadie, and Hannah are friends first, scientists always. Through their fields of study, though their fields of study might take them to different corners of the world, they can all agree on this universal truth. When it comes to love and science, opposites attract, and rivals make you burn. So the first story is called Under One Roof. An environmental engineer discovers that scientists should never cohabitate when she finds herself stuck with the roommate from hell, a detestable big oil lawyer who won't leave the thermostat alone. And the next one is Stuck With You. A civil engineer and her nemesis take their rivalry and love to the next level when they get stuck in a New York elevator. Love in an elevator. Okay. And the last one is Below Zero. A NASA aerospace engineer's frozen heart melts as she lies injured and stranded at a remote Arctic research station, and the only person willing to undertake the dangerous rescue mission is her longtime rival. And they do have an exclusive bonus chapter, which is very cool because each of the men that they meet, for each one of the girls, that you get to hear from them in the last chapter. So kind of the bonus chapter happens like after all 3 stories have happened. And I think, no, the stories are all from the girl's point of view. We don't get any from, the chapters don't like differentiate. I will say they kind of go back in time a little bit, like they talk about like when things happened. Because in one case they met, right, for one thing, and they almost hooked up, and then met like a year later, and because she joined NASA, and she was going for a school thing, or she had just got hired at NASA. It was new orientation or whatever, and he was one of the speakers, and she was like, oh my gosh, you know, so mortified. All right, so let's see. This book was first published in 2023, 367 pages. So I didn't do the page total for each chapter, or for each little novella. Under One Roof has a prequel, 13 chapters, and a bonus chapter or an epilogue. Stuck With You has 12 chapters plus a bonus chapter or epilogue. They call it's an epilogue, but epilogue is also like a bonus chapter, in my opinion. So epilogue, I think, is word that means like to wrap it up, whereas a bonus chapter is just kind of extra, you know. Below Zero has 9 chapters. Well, it has a prequel, 9 chapters, and a bonus chapter, an epilogue. And then kind of all 3 are summed up in the bonus chapter. I have to say, This book was a pleasure to read. Absolute pleasure, as always, Miss Allie. I love her writing. It is like STEM. There's a lot of scientific terms and there's a lot of big words that sometimes, you don't understand, but I feel like she is also very good at like dumbing it down. So there's not a whole lot of words that I have found that I had to go and look up because it was explained basically within the story. Either it was explained or the details weren't relevant, and sometimes in a romance it doesn't matter like the type of job that they have. It just matters that they're like working together, you know what I mean, whether they're in the same department or they're under the same company. So it's not always relevant to that, but it's very interesting. It's very cute. These stories are so cute. I usually don't do a lot of spoilers in my video reviews, so I will post a blog book review, which I don't know if the blog will be posted by the time this video goes up or not, but if you would like to, you can go to my website, beautifullyfearless.com, find my blog link and see if it's posted. If not, it will be one of the next blogs coming up. I'm definitely working on it. So what I did was I read like 3 books in 2 weeks, and then I like to do a video review and a blog review. So I take all of my notes, I write everything down, but I'm trying to get them all done and written and then kind of pushed out and published. So if it's not posted, I promise it will be soon. Listen, these are just such cute stories. The girls usually come in, I have to say, the girls more than the guys come in with their like chaotic nature. And, the guys are very regimented and the girls disrupt that because of course they do. But then the guys also disrupt the girls. Like whatever they're studying, it's always around like academia and like school studying. Like in Below Zero, what's her name? Hannah is now working at NASA and she wants to, I don't know how to explain it. She wants to take like the Mars rover. She wants to take robots and put them in difficult environments to kind of figure out how to make these robots to where they can withstand extreme conditions, like extreme cold, extreme hot, so that they can gather more information, so that these robots are more durable for future scientific discovery and space exploration, things like that. And she wants to go on this mission to Norway to go and test it. And the issue is that he is like really high up. Ian, her love interest, is very high up in NASA. So like her proposal, which if you're a scientist or if you work in like a college, scientific study department, I want to say, I can't think of it, like the Big Bang Theory, where they all work at a school, university, and they're all studying different things, and they get like grants, which funds their studies, funds paying for them for their tools and their time and all that stuff. So she was applying for grants with her proposal, and then he basically said no because her proposal was dangerous because she was going to have to go to Norway, which is obviously, a northern part of the world. It gets very, very cold and icy, and he's like, it's too dangerous. I love your proposal and I think it's brilliant and I think it would add a lot, but it's too dangerous for you to do. So they also have issues. I will say that Hannah seems to be a little bit bisexual. Like she has boyfriends and she has girlfriends. There is some very, very spicy scenes in here. There's nothing violent or graphic in here. There's no domestic violence, nothing like that. I will say that in every relationship they do fight, but it doesn't get physical. It's not like a dark romance. It's, I don't want to say it's how normal couples fight, but it's pretty tame. Okay. So yes, they fight, but it's more like just arguing. It's not violent at all towards each other. There's no abuse. There's no fighting, physically fighting. I really liked this book. I would actually love to read more about these 3 girls, and maybe she's done more on it. I don't know. I feel like, with the first one having like 13 chapters and the second one having 12 chapters and then the last one only having 9 chapters, I definitely feel like I could have read more. Like each one of these could have been their own novel, but I actually like the way this was because they're all friends. It's very cohesive and it's very cute. It's very cutesy to me. I think we all need, it gives you the warm feelings in your belly. I really enjoyed this. This is a perfect beach read or a perfect fall read as you're reading it like by a fireplace, if you have a fireplace, or, during when it's like raining. This is just, it's a good book. So I do highly recommend it. On 9/13, and I finished it on 9/17. It is after 9/17 when I'm doing this video, because it has taken me a minute to do all of these video reviews. But so I read it in 4 days. Listen, some of the things can be hard to understand, because like one of the chapters, it says 1 month, 2 weeks ago, and it's kind of going down to like the very minute that something happened, or like 1 month, 3 weeks ago. You know, it kind of goes back and forth. So it goes from like the present, like what's happening right now, to kind of what led to this. So if you like that kind of story, this is absolutely going to be for you. She does label it, like she does put like present, she does put like time frames on there, which, you know, sometimes it's hard to remember that. But if you remember that it's, you know, in the past, I don't think it's hard. Like, I don't feel like it's that hard to follow along. It's not like she just jumps between it without telling you like how long ago it was. So again, I really, really like as Ali Hazelwood. I absolutely love her writing. I've read 2 books of hers so far. I need to read Love on the Brain, because I just love the way she writes. Like, it's just such a good feeling writing. It's not, you know, it's not a dark romance, you know, but it's an ooey gooey love story, and lots of good spiciness. And I just feel like it's very well written, very realistic. You know, they communicate like how I feel like if those 2 people were real, I feel like that's probably how they would really communicate. I mean, you know, you have to break it down a little bit, because when you're writing, you have to write stuff like she scoffed, or she made this face, or she made that face. And obviously when you're talking to somebody in a conversation, you're not gonna, you know, think, okay, make this face or make that face, and you're not gonna look at the other person and like she's frowning or he's, you know, you're not gonna think about that kind of thing. But that's just to illustrate a picture in your mind. But like, there are conversations and like the words that they say. Some novels, it's very unrealistic and it's very fantastical, but Ali Hazelwood is just so good. I love her so much. So definitely, yeah, I rated it 4 out of 5 stars. Let me know if you have read this book or any book by Ali Hazelwood, and let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I will include everything that I used on my face for my makeup will be listed in the description box below, as well as a link to this book. These will be Amazon affiliate links, which means they do pay me a small amount if you use them to purchase anything. It's free for you to do. It doesn't cost you anything extra. Obviously you have to pay for whatever you order, but there's not like a surcharge. It's not like an MLM where, you know, if you want like the mascara, it's $10 by itself. You just order it from the company, or if you order it through a rep, it's $15 because they have to pay the rep $5 extra. No, that's not how it works. So, you know, whatever you order, if you use my link and you purchase within 48 hours, I get a little bit of that, with some exceptions. So it's a really great way to support me, support my channel, help me be able to keep doing this so I don't have to get a real job, which I really don't want to have a real job. Not that I can't have a real job. Is this getting annoying? Anyway, I would really appreciate it, because I am not physically 100% able to work a regular job. So, this is why I want to get monetized on here, because I love making this content. It's something that I can do with my disabilities and my issues. So go visit my affiliate links, support the channel. Don't forget to go follow me over on my Instagram. Like this video if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload a new video, because you never know what kind of content is going to pop up over here on this channel. Neither do I. I thank y'all so much for watching. I love y'all very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!